Welcome back to Car Craze, where every day we drive into the future. Today, we're diving into something truly special of the 2026 Volvo P1800ES, a revival, a reimagination, and a revolution all rolled into one. This isn't just a modern take on a classic, it's a declaration from Volvo that the golden age of design can coexist with the electric future. Let's go back for a second. The original Volvo P1800ES from the early 70s was a design oddity that turned into an icon. A two-door shooting brake with long windows, clean lines, and that distinctive all-glass tailgate. It was unconventional, elegant, and instantly recognizable. It's the kind of car that wasn't just admired by enthusiasts but also found a unique place in pop culture. Now, over 5 decades later, Volvo has brought it back, but this time, it's electric, smarter, and somehow even cooler. So, what's new in the 2026 P1800ES? Just about everything, but in a way that feels totally respectful to its roots. The design is the first thing that grabs you. Volvo's design team didn't just copy-paste the original and add LED lights. Instead, they reinterpreted the proportions, sculpting a longer, sleeker body that retains the classic shooting brake silhouette. The front end is low and clean, with a smooth, closed-off grille that hints at its electric nature. Slim pixel-style headlights with a new interpretation of the Thor's hammer LED signature make the front unmistakably Volvo, but also strikingly modern. Moving along the side, the long hood, short overhangs, and subtle curves are all nods to the original, but with a sharper, more muscular presence. The wheel arches are more pronounced. The wheels themselves are 21-inch aerodynamic alloys, and a blacked-out roof gives the car a floating, almost concept-like profile. But the P1800ES copyright sedans? That rear glass hatch. It's back, and it's glorious. Frameless, seamless, and now with smart electrochromic tinting, it keeps the spirit of the P1800ES alive in the most high-tech way possible. Step inside, and you're greeted with a cabin that feels Scandinavian to the core. Minimalist, luxurious, and incredibly tech-forward. Natural materials dominate the interior, responsibly sourced wood, wool blend upholstery, and recycled aluminium trim. Volvo continues to double down on sustainability, and it shows in every inch of the cabin. But don't mistake minimalism for lack of features. Front and center is Volvo's next-gen infotainment system running on the Android Automotive OS 2.0. It's fast, responsive, and fully customizable. Google Assistant is baked in, along with support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The display stretches across a 15-inch vertical touchscreen, and behind the wheel is a 12.3-inch digital cluster that adapts based on drive mode and user preferences. There's even a heads-up display with augmented reality navigation that projects turns and hazard warnings directly onto the windshield. Comfort? Think Grand Touring luxury. The front seats are sculpted, supportive, and fully climate-controlled with a massage function. Rear seat space is more generous than you'd expect, thanks to the flat floor F architecture, and the cargo space behind that glass hatch is actually practical. It's not a wagon, it's not a coupe, it's both a sports tourer in the purest sense. Now, let's talk performance. Underneath the retro-futuristic shell is Volvo's all-new e-torque drive electric platform, shared with Polestar and tuned for a dynamic but composed drive. The standard dual-motor setup delivers 482 horsepower and 620 pounds-to-feet of torque, launching the P1800ES from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.1 seconds. There's also a performance variant of the P1800ES that bumps output to 550 horsepower with active air suspension, torque vectoring, and a dedicated Gothenburg Sport mode for winding roads and spirited weekend drives. Range? You're looking at an estimated 390 miles on a single charge thanks to a 100 kWh battery pack. And with 800 volts charging architecture, It supports ultra-fast charging up to 350 kW, meaning you can go from 10% to 80% in just under 18 minutes, assuming you can find a charger fast enough. Regenerative braking is adjustable, including a one-pedal drive mode for urban cruising, and the system is smart enough to learn your driving habits to optimize efficiency. Safety, as always with Volvo, is industry-leading. The 2026 P1800ES comes with the latest version of Pilot Assist, now upgraded with Highway Pilot, Volvo's semi-autonomous driving suite that can handle steering, acceleration, and braking on mapped highways. There's a full 360-degree camera system, blind spot monitoring, cross-traffic alert with auto brake, and Volvo's new AI-based driver attention monitoring system that can detect drowsiness or distraction and take corrective action if necessary. It's all part of the brand's commitment to zero fatalities in its vehicles by 2030. Another unique addition? Biometric entry and start. The car uses facial recognition and fingerprint ID for both unlocking and starting, with driver-specific settings tied to your profile. Walk up to the car, and it knows who you are, how you like your seat, your climate settings, even your preferred ambient lighting. It's like the car is alive. Driving the P1800ES is a blend of classic GT charm and immediacy. The ride is supple, but you feel every detail of the road when you want to. The steering is sharp and communicative, and the chassis feels planted and balanced. There's a sense of quiet confidence, a poise that makes you want to keep driving, and not because you're in a rush, but because the journey itself feels like the destination. And the sound? Well, it's electric but not silent. Volvo worked with Swedish audio engineers to create an artificial soundscape inspired by natural wind and water elements. It's subtle, organic, and changes with acceleration and speed. Combined with the 20-speaker Bowers Wilkins surround sound system, the cabin becomes an acoustic cocoon whether you're cruising down the highway or stuck in traffic. So who's this car for? It's for the dreamers, the design lovers, the modern romantics who still believe a car can have soul. It's for people who want performance without shouting, sustainability without compromise, and heritage without nostalgia clouding innovation. It's for those who look at the sea of anonymous crossovers and say, I want something different. Volvo has priced the 2026 P1800ES starting at around $78,000, with the R Performance version climbing to just under $95,000 fully loaded. That puts it in competition with premium Fs like the Audi A7 e-tron, Tesla Model S, and Porsche Taycan Sport Turismo. But the P1800ES carves out its own space. It's not trying to beat them at their own game. It's playing its own. In an era where so many Fs feel like rolling smartphones, the P1800ES feels like a car again, an object of beauty, a tool of movement, and a conversation starter. It doesn't just push Volvo's design and tech forward, it brings the emotion back. Whether you're an old school P1800 lover or someone meeting this nameplate for the first time, the 2026 Volvo P1800ES invites you to experience what happens when the past and future hold hands and take a drive together. And trust you, sets a drive worth taking.